أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope and wish that all of you and your loved ones would be doing fine and all of you will be enjoying good health. So in our previous lectures about data, like we have discussed the basics of the phase of data in in international relations, and we have explored the reasons in general behind the establishment or behind the creation of data. So, in our today's discussion, we will try to explore the reasons which multiple players involved in the Cold War had for data. For instance, we would try to explore the reasons for data by the USSR or Soviet Union and the United States of America, China, and the Europe as a continent. So, one by one, we will explore the reasons for data for all these major players of Cold War, and in the next lecture, I would try to conclude this discussion about data by exploring the reasons of failure and success of data. So, without wasting further time, we will start our today's discussion about the reasons for data by the major contestants of Cold War. So, first of all, we will try to explore the Soviets' reasons for data, and that why did the Soviet Union opt to go for the process of data or the relaxation of tensions which was there between the Soviet Union and the United States of America in the Cold War. So, the first reason which we can think of that why the Soviets decided to go for Detat was the stagnation of economy or the downward trend of economic growth in the USSR in the late 1960s. So in the last few years of 1960s, the Soviets economy started to stagnate, and that because both the contestants were putting a lot of money for the armaments or for the military spending, so there was a pressure on both the countries to divert some of the money to the economic sphere of the economy so that the people's lifestyle can be maintained. So that stagnation of the Soviets economy in the late 60s was one of the major factors that pushed the Soviets to go for the process of Teheran with the United States of America. And another factor which can be discussed here is the planned economy which prioritized arms production over consumer goods. As I just mentioned earlier, that in the 60s, in the earlier 60s, especially over the issue of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Both the Soviets and the United States, they were putting a lot of money in arms production, and the race of armament was at its peak in the early years of 1960s. Both conventional and non-conventional weapons. So the consumer goods were not given proper consideration. So that planned economy, which gave much more preference to arms production than the consumer goods production, that was another factor, that was another reason that pushed the Soviets to like go for negotiation or the relaxation of tensions with the United States of America because of the pressure being put by the domestic publics. So, as a result of the overemphasis on arms production and negation of the consumer goods production, the result was the compromise on the living standards of their citizens. So, both in America and the Soviet Union, people were experiencing lower living standards because the emphasis was put on the military sphere by their respective governments. So that was another factor, like in the face of the concerns being put forward by the local, by the citizens of both these countries. The governments of both these countries felt a pressure to manage or to accommodate the living standards of their citizens. So the result was the reversal from the um, military spheres of economy to the consumer field or consumer areas of national economy. So, and this low living standards that was and the reaction of from the locals of these countries over the policies of the governments that fueled unrest in the Soviet Union. And so in the face of the increasing unrest in the Soviet Union, the government felt bit more pressure and decided to go for the negotiations with the United States to manage their disputes regarding Cold War conflict. And another major factor that played the role of a catalyst for the Soviet Union to seek negotiation or relaxation of tension with the United States of America was the Soviet Sino relationship that was getting very troublesome or getting very inimical, especially after the short border disputes in 1969. So at that time, there were severe threats of nuclear war between the Soviet Union and the Chinese. So in order to isolate China, the Soviet Union tried to establish a healthy relationship with the United States of America, and the key objective behind that was to isolate China. And there was a dominant perception in the circles of Soviet Union policymakers that better relations with the West would help them to enable this to uh, get the China isolated in the international community of states. So that was another key factor that played a crucial role for the Soviet Union to go for the process of détente, or to go for the negotiation or relaxation of tensions which were there between the United States and the Soviet Union at that time. And one another factor which requires consideration here is the parity nuclear parity which was achieved by the Soviet Union with the Americans by the closing of 1960s. So that provided that nuclear parity, like the balance of nuclear arms between the United States and the Soviet Union, that provided incentive to the Soviet Union to negotiate with the United States of America on equal footings. So, and that provided the Soviets with a position of strength to negotiate the terms and conditions with the United States of America. So these were the major reasons for the Soviet Unions to go for détente with the United States of America. So now we will talk about the US reasons for détente. As I have already discussed many times in my previous discussions that Vietnam War left a very serious impact on the politics in the United States of America, and the Vietnam War like earned a bad repute for the Americans in the international community of states. So that Vietnam War isolated the United States of America internationally, and it also infused tensions among its allies, and everybody tried to started questioning the U.S. capabilities, and in the face of or in the fiasco of Vietnam War. And in that overseas military adventure, the United States had to put billions of US dollars, and the US economy was not being able to support this military adventure convincingly, and there was pressure on the US policy makers to evacuate or to withdraw from the Vietnam War. And the another factor for the United States to go for détente was the at that particular time the United States was almost helpless to contain communism. So that is one of the key objectives of the Cold War, the policy which was adopted by the United States of America to contain the spreading of communism in the international community. And because of all these reasons, they were in a search of a sort of excuse to end the war and to evacuate from that war in reputable way, like their repute might would not be challenged by the international community of state. Their prestige won't be challenged by the international community. So all these factors help the United States of America to seek a sort of solution to disengage from the military adventures overseas, and Detat was one of the key solutions that was found by the Americans at that time, and eventually the process of Détente helped both the United States and the Soviet Union to negotiate, to start having negotiation, and the President Nixon in 1968 and his foreign policy advisors Henry Kissinger called for realpolitik foreign policy by considering all these factors in mind, and they thought that the realpolitik could help them in a flexible way to explore the divisions between the USSR and China through negotiation. They were also hoping that Détente with the Soviet Union and China would put more pressure on the North Vietnam to end the war. So, out of all these considerations, they decided to go for Détente. So in our previous discussions, we already have discussed some of the major factors like the economic pressures and the fear of the nuclear catastrophe, and the domestic pressures. They are all the various factors that push the Americans to seek negotiation with the Soviet Union and other major competitors in the Cold War. As far as China's reasons for that are concerned, like as we just mentioned earlier, that the Sino-Soviet relations in the late years of 1960s, they were the catalyst for the Chinese to go for detente and to seek better relations with the United States of America, and it was a way to deter and gain leverage over the Soviet Union. So by establishing diplomatic relation with the United States of America, that helped China to deter and gain more leverage on the Soviet Union. And another factor which requires consideration here is the long term of regaining Taiwan. um that was one of the other major factors that pushed the China to go for Detan. And in the face of establishing diplomatic relationships with the United States of America, they hope that the Formosa, the government which was established, installed in Formosa, Taiwan, which had the recognition by most of the countries around the world by the 1972. China hoped that China would gain the recognition as a main inheritor of the legacy of the ancient China, and it would be the mainland China, which is People's Republic of China, will be considered a sovereign independent state in the international community, and Taiwan would be taken back with China. So China, while establishing its relationship with the United States of America, China was hoping for that long-term objective as well. And economically, China has always been interested to have access to the Western technology. For instance, as far as the oil extradition is concerned, China required the sort of technology which was imperative for them to explore oil sites. So, economically, China was also interested to have access to the Western technology by establishing relationship with the United States of America at that time. And after 1976, when Chairman Mao passed away and Deng Xiaoping came into power, China sought greater trade relationship. China started with the policy of opening up, and they sought better or greater trade relationship with the West in general, and with almost all the countries of the world. And they perceived that Detente would help them to achieve all these objectives. So these were some of the reasons sought by the Chinese to go for the process of Detente. Now we will talk about the European reasons for Detente. As we already have mentioned before that they all the allies, as most of the allies of the United States were from the European continent, and in the face of the Cuban Missile Crisis, both the almost all the European nations got very much concerned, and because of the potential of nuclear war, which was quite high in the Cuban Missile Crisis. So eventually, the tensions encouraged protest in both Czechoslovakia and France in 1968, and in order to achieve social stability, both East and West got aware of the need to improve relations. And for instance, Chancellor Brandt in West Germany called for Ostpolitik in foreign policy. This is the key word or terminology for Detente. The Germans came up with the term Ostpolitik for the process of Detente. And Soviet bloc was also very much interested for a formal peace treaty, and that eventually, and because of that, the post-war borders in Europe were accepted, and division of Germany was also recognized, and so eventually they thought led both the United States, all the competitors of the Cold War, to better economic and political relations for both sides. So these are the some of the key reasons for the United States, the Soviet Union, the Chinese, and the Europeans to go for their turn. And in our upcoming discussions, we will try to explain more about these reasons where it would be necessary. So I hope most of you would have understood all the discussion which we have today. And if you have any queries, please feel free to write your queries to me through our WhatsApp group, and I would be quite happy to answer your questions. So wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy. See you next week for our upcoming lectures. Allah Hafiz.